All right, welcome back, everybody. It's time for the finals of the Flame of Xulta challenge. We've got some great competitors tonight. We've seen some great decks. Some of the rounds have gone a little long, but we got to see some extra coverage, so we're all pretty excited about it. We've got myself, Telemokos, and Sunnyvale on coverage, and we are about to go down to the best of 5 finals between Gold47 on Stone Scar Aggro and Illegalism on Kairos Peaks. All right, Sunny, while I'm prepping this match, what are you looking for here?
Well, if I am Gold47, I'm looking for an aggressive start, backed up with a little bit of removal. Removal that can answer big things. Desecrate's probably the best one to have. And if I am Illegalism, I'm looking for as many cheap cards as I can. I don't think you want to see any of the expensive ones.
Yep.
Like Sandstorm Titan is the biggest unit you need.
Yep, no Kairos in the opening hand, huh?
Yeah, no Kairoses.
All right, let's see what we got here. So we are looking at Gold47's hand to start, and we've got Illegalism in the hand cam. Illegalism, tough draw for them, but it might work out based on their opponent. They've got a Permafrost, a Seek Power, a Display of Instinct, and 3 power on a mulligan to 6. Gold47 on a Nimble Conscript, an Instigator, and a Crooked Alley Guide. All right, Gold47 going to start out with the Crooked Alley Guide. Now, do you normally run out the Alley Guide or the Nimble Conscript first when you have a choice?
That's a good question. I mean, the longer you wait, the more likely the Nimble Conscript is going to get stonewalled and attack into a position that's not as favorable. So I think I like that better. Also, like the more information you have about your draw and what's going on in the game, the better the scry is.
Yep, it's true.
The scout.
Yep, it's true. All right, Gold47 going to fire off a War Leader on turn 2. Illegalism going to respond with a Torch. Nice draw of that Torch. Not a great draw with the Kairos.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Legalism does have a display for this Nimble Conscript.
Yep. So Gold47 not shifting the Nimble Conscript makes sense on an open board like Illegalism has.
Yeah, and if Legalism just draws something like a Sandstorm Titan, Gold47 doesn't actually have any way of punching through it. No Annihilate and no Desecrate.
That is true. Although you called out these crests early on. Going to do some work here. These fire emblems. These fire emblems. Gonna have 2 of them here. Going to be able to turn into 3/3s. Turning your power into creatures, always powerful.
Yeah. Illegalism's going to be able to take down 2 of these, but still going to have to suffer 3 damage a turn.
Mm-hmm. Permafrost and another Torch is going to be pretty good. Going to slow Gold47 down. Gold47 drawing a Desecrate there. Not exactly what they wanted to see. The way that this game is playing out, that Desecrate's going to be sitting for a little while. But, like you said, if he draws a Sandstorm Titan, then it'll answer that.
Yeah, I think up until this point, Sandstorm Titan was one of the better draws that Legalism could get because it stops multiple threats at once. Now that draw is no longer on the table for Legalism. Mm-hmm. So, like, now they're looking for 2 removal spells or something.
Yeah. Going to throw out a Merchant here. Are they going to toss away the Howling Peak? They are going to toss away the Howling Peak for the Display of Instinct.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, if that Merchant dies, that Howling Peak isn't seeing play anyway.
Mm-hmm. Desecrate's going to take out the Merchant, leaving the door open to attack for 6. Put Illegalism down to 13. Now, using the Desecrate there means they were not able to deploy the Rista last turn.
Yeah, I think I actually would have liked to deploy Rista on that turn if possible. But this is working out well for Gold. I mean, sure, Legalism has 2 answers for the 2 to the units on board, but Gold just has 2 more in hand.
Mm-hmm. And this is what we've seen all night from Stone's card, the ability to keep putting out threats. And the only time we've really seen the Stone's card deck stumble is when the opponent's deck has matched threat for threat into the late game. But that's really hard to do because you're depending on basically the top of your deck to keep feeding you ways to answer these creatures. And if you don't have those, or you can't have those consistently, then the Stone's card deck can run over you. And remember, even after these are dealt with, the Stone's card deck can turn into a burn deck and start throwing spells at your face.
Yeah, Gold is undefeated so far today, correct?
They lost one match. They were 2-1 going into the top 4. So I believe they lost to one of the. I think they lost to one of the Alessi decks, but I'm not sure.
This is kind of interesting. Using up the equivocate, but not the display. I wonder what Illegalism is trying to save this display for.
Fires it
Maybe
off
it's
there
just
on the
take
Rista.
out the Rista.
All right, so going to scout to the bottom. Now Illegalism is out of cards. Gold47.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, especially with the merchant, I think Gold47 just has this.
I think so. Going to probably grab a burn spell here, or even if they want to grab the weapon, they could do that too. No, just going to go for the obliterate.
Yeah, I think you just get the obliterate. Like, if your opponent plays a Sandstorm Titan and you got a Null Blade, you're probably still in a winning spot, but it's a little awkward.
And that's going to be it for game 1. Quick win there for Gold47. Going to go ahead and take it. Now, reminder, the finals is best of 5. So we want to make sure that the finals doesn't get decided by any power screw or anything. So Gold47 going to take the first one. And that's a big advantage for them. We think that they had a little bit of an advantage in the matchup to begin with, and going up one game has got to be something they're pretty happy about here. That was a little awkward draw, we know from...
Yeah, it was a redraw to 6. I mean, really what was missing there was no Sandstorm Titan, right?
Yeah. Little awkward draw. Redraw to 6. Not the best starting hand. All right, Gold47. Pretty good hand here. 2 War Leaders, a Rista, and a Flame Blast.
Yeah, Illegalism's going to go first, which is key for them. But this is what Gold47 is looking for. And one of those powers is turning into a unit also.
Mm-hmm. You know, we mentioned, I think, very early on in the broadcast how nobody brought Yetis tonight, and so some of these more expensive decks were able to shine. And yet, here we see the most aggro deck we have in the format making it to the finals.
Yep.
All right, Gold47 going to play out the War Leader here.
Illegalism having Tokus, that's a pretty big deal. Yeah, they have the power for it. 3/4 is excellent size to block. And also just ramps out Illegalism's more expensive cards.
It does, and that 4 health is really key here, because at least at this point in the game, it really dodges anything that Gold can do, especially with the spells they have in their hand. The Flame Blast doesn't hit it, the Torch doesn't hit it. You'd have to trade 2 for 1 in order to do that.
Yeah, imagine how different this board looks if Gold goes first. Mm-hmm. Because here, Gold is stonewalled by the Tokus and lets it survive. If Gold goes first and has both the War Leader and the Rista on the table, has their 4th power and plays the Flame Blast there, this game looks totally different.
Yeah, that's true. And unfortunately, we don't have modified play draw here. It's just however Eternal, the client, randomly generates it. So not that fancy. We apologize. Maybe at some point in the future we can have modified play draw rules, but...
Yeah, I know that the people over at Direwolf want to have the infrastructure for people to run their own tournaments. So hopefully we get that at some point. That's probably low on their list, on their to-do list, though. Admittedly.
Well, we get to experience this awesome new set first. All right, going to play out a merchant here. Let's see what they grab with that. Equivocate, maybe?
Yeah, probably Equivocate. Just throw away your most expensive card for Equivocate. You've got the Tokus that's already stonewalling the board. Just make sure you have an answer for a Champion of Chaos.
Mm-hmm. They're going to draw a Display of Instinct. That's a good one, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same idea. It's some sort of removal spell.
All right, so Annihilate's a pretty good draw there. That'll take care of the Tokus here.
Yeah, so you get to play the Tokus and the War Leader or the Ash Elemental in the same turn. That's pretty good. And you get to attack with Rista.
Yep. if you really wanted to, you could attack with War Leader 2 and then torch the merchant.
Yeah, that's actually probably better. I mean, I mean, to use a Magic analogy, if you can Stone Rain for 1 mana and you're in the development part of the game, you probably just do it, right?
Yeah, I agree. And you actually didn't even waste the extra power because you can shift out the conscript there. So that actually was a great turn for gold. Great turnaround of this game.
Indeed.
And as we see that actually they are a little bit they are stuck on power there, so they can't deploy Tokus and a display here. They have to go for another merchant.
Yeah, all's not lost. I mean,
they're gonna go for
they still have
power.
another Tokus.
There you go. They're gonna go for power, play that, and then play the treasure trove, which they can do. They're gonna draw Heart of the Vault there. Heart of the Vault, if they can start getting these down next turn, that'll do some damage. Now, notably, Heart of the Vault doesn't actually kill any of these creatures, but still a nice thing to get down. I wonder if you Heart of the Vault or if you double display next turn, or a Tokus and display maybe.
Well, if Heart of the Vault doesn't kill anything, it's pretty tempting to use display. This is really smart play from Gold, just keeping Legalism off of the power. I know that Flame Blast, everyone loves the Flame Blast to face for 8 or whatever to finish off a game. But just use it here to keep them off their game plan and keep on playing cheap stuff.
Very smart, and it really affects it, as you can see here. Instead of playing Tokus into display, now they can only use 3 of their power, leave 2 unused, and only play 1 spell that turn, and that's huge.
Yeah,
Gold47 going to be able to display, and Gold's going to be able to play 2 more creatures this turn. So great, very well played this game so far by Gold to deny.
Knowing Decklists and not having to play around something like Hailstorm, Gold knows that they can just flood. They should just flood the board as much as possible. So this game isn't over just yet. Legalism is going to drop down to 3 here. Oh, sorry, I miscounted. Drop down to 2 here. Or
yeah, 1.
1, yeah. I mean, they could have blocked it away, but I guess the difference between 2 and 1 is very low.
There's nothing, as you said. There's no sweeper that Illegalism has here. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah, Legalism's hand has to be pretty impressive. Bringing back that, gaining 6 is
not going to do it though.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough. So I think, here we go. Gold goes up 2-0 against Illegalism. Just has to win
finals.
1 of the next 3 games and can secure a spot as being the first person to win back-to-back Tuesday Night Eternals.
And if they win this next game, they would also be the first one to sweep the finals. The first 3 events all went to Game 5, and the last event went to Game 4. So this would also be the first, going for the first repeat champion and going for the first sweep. Hopefully Illegalism can even it out, though. Illegalism's got a very sweet deck, so would love to see them win at least 1 game here in the finals. But they're gonna need need a cheap interactive hand is what they need.
Yeah, I think we're due for a Kairos. I don't know about you, but I feel like I would be a lot happier if we saw Kairos in this next game.
I would say that the games featuring Kairos tonight have been quite exciting. All right. Gold47 is going to throw that one back. And this is a pretty good hand. We've seen a lot of good hands for Gold47 tonight. Oh, they're going to throw that one back too, though. Interesting.
Yeah, it didn't have a undepleted power.
So they're going to go
this hand is not very good.
No,
so, like, if Legalism was going to take one, this is
3
the
removal
spot
spells
to do it.
and a Crooked Alley Guide, especially against Illegalism's deck. If that Alley Guide gets answers, you have no threats on the board. Well, there's a War Leader at the top.
That's very good. That's, I mean, Legalism has the answer, but like with a hand like this, that's exactly what Gold needed to try to get back into it.
That is. I think they need more than that, though. They need more than 1 more. Like, it's great to get a second threat, but you gotta. If Illegalism answers this,
Legalism discarding the hand size on turn 1. I love it.
Yeah, the aggro has to keep the big greedy decks in check. That's fair. And there's a Bandit Queen, but pretty far away from casting that, but it will do something later this game.
Yeah, if Legalism can just assemble some amount of removal, I think that they're going to walk away with this one with just a Howling Peak generating some value and then something big to top it off. Gold is certainly not putting up too much of a fight in this early game, and that's where Gold really needs to apply the pressure.
It's true. Now, Illegalism's deck does need to cooperate with them a little bit. You can't draw 3 Kyroses in a row and not get to deploy the rest of your hand. But it looks like it's going all right. They've got to find the ways to help make sure that they smooth their draws, which, of course, is why they're in the deck. And they've got 5-drop, 6-drop, 6-drop to help smooth that as well if they get to that point. But having your life total at 22 when you're able to deploy Find the Ways on turn 4 is a really good spot for Illegalism.
So if you're Gold, what do you want to draw here? What's the next best draw?
Oof. I would say it has to be another 2-cost threat or a power. You don't want anything in between. The last thing you want is another removal spell. You need two power threats, or you need back-to-back powers to hit Bandit Queen.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking that Argenport Instigator was the card that Gold would want there, and that's exactly what was drawn.
Yep.
Let's take a look at Legalism. Does have a display, but can only play 1 card this turn.
Which I think is okay. I think that's okay for this turn to only play 1 card. I would not play the Tokas here, though. I think you got to assume that Gold47, if they're not deploying, if they have a lot of cards in hand, I think you have to assume they have removal.
Oh boy, this is Gold's chance.
Yeah, I think you got to keep the creatures off the board there. Sigil and Arista, that's a good draw too if they were able to do that. Yeah, that's not what you want to see there. You can't go down 12 there. I think you have to take out the Instigator.
Yeah, so now we're going to see what Howling Peak and kill something or double removal spell. That it looks like double.
You got to do double removal spell, I think, at this point. See, what I wanted you to do was removal last turn. But
yeah, I think that it's important to equivocate the Alley Guide and not the Instigator.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Because Gold did not have a play if this was done the other way around. Now Gold might get a 2-drop that's worth something and just be able to deploy it here. Argenport Stranger. It's better than nothing.
It's okay. Yep.
If Legalism draws a Fire Source, we could see a Heart of the Vault just cleaning up this Stranger.
Now I think you're safe to deploy the Howling Peak here.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you got to keep killing units. Keep killing units. If you can keep killing units every turn, you will have time to deploy the rest of your threats. So even though it stinks to use the gun down on the 2/2, I think you just do, and then you have a clear board.
I agree. I mean, if Gold can get another attack in, that might be enough to go for the burnout plan.
No, I guess this isn't bad because you were able to get Display of Instinct here. So you can counter or remove here. So that's fine.
All right, here's Howling Peak.
Yeah, being able to get Display of Instinct there, I think makes that play a little bit different. I think you can do that. Now you can use the copy effect here. You don't need to use the gun down. What else do they have in their market? You can get the Equivocate just to be safe, or you can go for a Zalchi if you want.
I think you just get the Equivocate. Why mess around?
Yeah, they're going to go with the Zalchi. Now, Gold47's deck not cooperating, not able to hit any threats here.
Well, Gold's still at a pretty healthy 24. If this Zealous Conscripts hits and Gold draws a 3rd torch, that is 12 damage.
Yep. Gonna gun down now. But you've got the Zalchi. That's pretty nice. That's going to be able to start pressuring with a lot of damage each turn here. We've talked.
Yeah, I like this play. Just torching face. Gold has envisioned a way to possibly win the game. Needs to draw perfectly for this to happen.
Can you get
but
anything off of
really
the
nothing.
smugglers that are going to burn? Not really.
Oh, I was thinking there was a flame blast. Yeah, if there's no flame blast, I don't think this is happening. Obliterate, if you draw power, maybe.
If you get
I think you're
obliterate
dead by
here
then.
and then you draw 2 straight powers, you can do it
I think you're dead by then, though.
probably. But that's the plan. You got to hit back-to-back powers and get them for Xaxes. But likely dead just from the Zalchi, if not anything else.
Yeah, Zalchi go into Heart of the Vault here.
And you have Kairos to draw
Actually,
7 next turn.
It's probably better to just play the Kairos, because then they're dead on the next turn for sure.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
No, they're going for Heart of the Vault.
Which is fine. I think you're ahead on both of those plays. Oh, I guess you could take out the smuggler, but that smuggler wasn't really doing anything anyway. But
yeah, so here's an attack for 7.
Interestingly, though, see, if you were going to do that play, I almost want to burn face with that too, just to make sure that they're dead the next turn. But
yeah, I guess there's nothing in Gold's deck that can really answer Zalchi or Heart of the Vault, right?
No. It doesn't.
Like,
at this point, you're 90% plus to win, so you just gotta. Sure.
All right.
Okay, 2-1. There we go. That was a nice, nice play by Illegalism there, but also power screwed on Gold's side. Wasn't a great starting hand to begin with, and then being stuck on 2 power obviously didn't help. So.
Yeah, going down to 6 cards, and then not getting to keep a hand that they chose, right?
Yeah.
Because Gold was, I'm pretty sure Gold was looking for a hand that was really aggressive, had good early threats, and neither of the first 2 were able to satisfy that.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, now we're going into game 4 here. So Gold47 is up 2 games to 1. If Gold wins, the title of champion belongs to them. If Illegalism wins, we go to a game 5. All right, looks like Gold kept a hand of Instigator, Torch, Annihilate. That's a sketchy one. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
If this threat dies, you gotta pray for the top of your deck here. Legalism keeps 2 Heart of the Vaults, a Permafrost, and a Torch. That's a pretty good 6.
Yeah, that's 2 answers. I mean, that's more threats that Gold has, right?
Mm-hmm. Flame Blast, a good card, but not exactly what Gold wants at this point in the game.
Yeah, that's not what Gold needs here. Gold needs to make sure that they're playing a threat every turn of the game, so that Illegalism has to just keep on showing up with the answers.
Nimble Conscript right on time. But at least it's a threat. I mean, Gold47 just wants to see units. Just bodies, bodies, bodies. That's what Gold47 needs here.
There's Livia. That's an interesting one.
That's interesting. Now, okay. So, drew a merchant. Did miss the 4th power for Illegalism. So this merchant, they're going to want to stick. Going to draw that 4. Yeah, that's smart. Get that power. Make sure that even if the merchant dies, you still have 4 power next turn for the Sandstorm Titan.
Oh man, this is going to be a blowout. The Livia is going to finish off the Aurelian merchant
without even having to use a spell. Yeah.
So Livia is both a threat and an answer there.
Mm-hmm.
Just huge tempo swing.
Yeah. I mean that is a 2-for-1 there. It's a pretty good 2-for-1 for Gold47 there. When your aggro deck that's just trying to reduce your life total can also get value plays, that's pretty hard to deal with.
Here's a Sandstorm Titan, but I don't think Gold even cares. It can't block.
Yeah, units with endurance can't block. Look at that. That's great. Oh man, that Livia was so great. Almost, I mean, you could say a virtual 3-for-1 there. I mean, it's a threat.
Yeah.
It made the Sandstorm Titan not block, so it essentially removed the Sandstorm Titan and killed off the merchant.
Incredible. It has lifesteal, so it doesn't matter that Gold's going to take 5 a turn from the Sandstorm Titan. Yeah, this is looking fantastic for Gold. Oh, going for the...
You don't have to do that, really.
Yeah, I don't think it was actually 100% necessary. You could have just gone Smuggler, trade the Annihilate for an Obliterate, and then have and deploy the second threat in the Ash Elemental there. As it stands, Tokus...
You can Flame Blast the Tokus, attack for 6.
Yeah, oh man, we're seeing even more action from the emblems.
Yep.
Just totally paying off here.
Yeah, this Fire Emblem has been great in this deck.
Oh, and
Trade it for the
Gold even has the Suffocate.
In the Suffocate, doesn't even need it. With the Smuggler, you can get the Suffocate and use the Torch and the Flame Blast to go face, which is even more valuable.
Yeah,
I mean, that's that's 7 damage. Power. That's 7 damage to the face and hand.
Yeah, I think this is it. Gold just needs to fire off this Flame Blast.
Look at that, a Heart of the Vault in hand. No fire influence. All right, Gold47 is going to take it. Congratulations, Gold47, on the Flame of Xulta champion, as well as the cash prize winner of $28, as well as the first repeat champion that we have had. So, congratulations, Gold47. And congratulations on Illegalism too. Very well played. Great tournament all around. Had some really sweet matches. Got to show some really fun stuff to us on coverage. Great job too. Thank you. Congratulations for getting to the finals. Thanks for participating. You did a great job. Well deserved. And congrats again to Gold47 on another victory. Big supporter of the tournament series. Great player in his own right, and winning again. So congratulations, Gold47. Great game, everybody. Okay, what'd you see tonight, Sonny?
Huh?
What did you see in the tournament tonight?
Well, I was really excited to see a lot of Karoses, and they did a lot of work. Basically, if you got to play Karos and got another turn with Karos, the game was just over. There was just no two ways about it. Just ended the game. Let's see. The Fire Emblem, so good. Fire Emblem, I mean, it's called Fire Emblem. Like, how can it not be?
How can it not be good?
And,
yeah.
but I mean, for all the emblems, I think they're extremely powerful, and I think we saw a lot of that here.
Yeah.
Just keep your eyes out on those emblems.
Absolutely. Yeah, those emblems. Now, this is another tournament that has been won by 4 copies of Torch in the deck. I would say, I'm pretty sure of our 5 tournaments, I think 3 or 4 of them have been won by decks with with 4 torches in the deck. So, #ban Torch, right? Great.
Well, if it's not going to be showing up in next weekend or the next Tuesday night Eternals Expedition tournament.
That is very true.